watching Tulipswift. Today I'm doing a book review for Geekerella by Ashley Poston. Hey, this is a review. Cue music! This was such a cute book that I read a little while ago. So if you didn't read Geekerella, you must be living under a rock. I will give you the synopsis. High school senior named Ella. She lost her dad. She lives with her stepmother and her stepsister. Then she's gonna meet her Prince Charming and escape her evil stepmother and stepsisters. That's pretty much what you need to know. Here's the twist. She's a huge fan of this thing called Starfield, which her and her father were into before he died. So she wants to go to the big Starfield convention center, and then her prince, he's the star of the new Starfield reboot that's coming out, and he plays like the young captain. The ball is like a convention, so I thought it was real cute. Sometimes it was annoying. It's not like really serious. It can get, you know, emotional maybe once in a while, but it's not that serious. Like fake fandoms for the purpose of like fiction, those are often hard for me to get accustomed with because you can't really take it seriously because it's like this worldwide phenomenon, but it doesn't exist. The author made it up. It was definitely weird because it's called Starfield, so it's like trying to be Star Trek, and then Field just made me think of Seinfeld, and that was kind of funny because me and my dad's favorite things are Star Trek and Seinfeld. I got over it because, you know, honestly, it was just about the romance, and like, I could forgive. So, literally, this book started off as so good to be true. This is a fan fiction. This is so cute. Like, the whole book is clickbait. Like, it's a Cinderella retelling with fandoms, and the guy is a celebrity. First of all, I'm obsessed with famous people. The first part of the book is easily the best. Honestly, it's just the suspense before they meet each other. Just because it's like a slow burn fic, and then it just went overboard. But I just love when they're isolated and they don't know each other and they're both miserable. Like, that's the kind of angst I'm looking for. Darian has his own point of view. He's like they truly try to humanize him because he's such a big star. Ella really sees him as like a diva, and they really try to humanize him in his point of view chapters. Is it Ella? I already forgot. I have to go on the Wikipedia. God damn it. It's Elle. You dummy. But honestly, you just got too far, and I'm like, all right, we get it, like, he's a person, but he's so sensitive, and he's like, oh, I take it so seriously, I love my fans, I love the show. It's just too dramatic, and honestly, the point that was too far was that the fact he has no friends, that's messed up, and that's just very strange, and I don't see that as in like an endearing quality in him. I'm just like, he can't trust anyone. I'm like, whatever, like, stop, like, make a Tumblr. So biggest complaint and what basically tainted the whole book for me was that they fell in love too fast. And I'm not one to complain about that, but listen, they're texting each other. They literally would text each other random things, and it was like, this is the love of my life. And it was also really awkward how they got each other's number, and then the fact that the first time he texts her is like, I have no one to talk to. Okay, I'll just text the ticket salesperson or whatever that I was calling who runs the convention, and they had to direct me. Like, has to be a better way to put them together, but it was just so random. So Darian goes on and on about he's such a big fan of Starfield. So the Starfield fans really don't like Darian, you know, because like the post that Elle made about him. But the thing is, Darian is a huge fan of Starfield, and the fact that he just needs to like open his mouth and share, and like they kind of showed that when he was on the talk show and he had to get a question wrong so they could dunk tank him. The tension really lifts when they run into each other at the convention. And I was kind of like, oh, like, that's disappointing. Like, they run into each other, they fight, and I didn't feel anything. And they honestly really hate each other. So there's this ultimate betrayal that happened in Darian's life, and we finally figured this out, all right? And then Brian is at the signing, and it's so dramatic. This huge thing that he went through, can somebody explain it to me? Didn't he just fall from a stunt, and then the press got pictures? What's the big deal? Darian said he couldn't leave his room for weeks, LOL. Yeah, so that was really hard on Darian, but honestly, wasn't it just so he just fell, he hurt himself, and it was just embarrassing, and then there was a press picture that went out, and then he thought Brian did it. Like, I don't care. He couldn't leave his room for weeks. Do you know the shit that Taylor Swift has been through? She is a queen, and she deserves so much. Like, get over it, Darian. Sometimes I have really bad reading comprehension. So wait, does he know that this is the person he's been texting? Or does he just think this is the person who wrote the online post? Like, which one does he, like, when is he gonna put them together? I didn't really understand because it seems like he's making connections, but I never really got it. When Elle walks into the cosplay ball and then the Darian narration is like, and that's when I realized that this is the girl I've been in love with. So I was like, oh, is he putting two and two together? Like, did he realize this is the girl he was texting? But apparently he didn't, because when she's fighting with Chloe, her name is revealed, and then he acts like he's just realizing it was her. So I was really lost here because it wasn't a big moment. It was just kind of like, I thought you already knew that. Oh my gosh, I hate so much like this fight that goes on at the ball. This, like, honestly, I couldn't even read. I was just, it was like a cringe attack, okay? This guy is like, you're not a real Starfield fan. You're just like some girl who thinks she's like a geek or whatever. And then Darian has to step in and he's like, everyone's equal in this fan base. He does the salute. We're all geeks here. And I'm like, oh, like, go home. Darian is so immature. His fight with Brian, he like fought him. Like, you're a celebrity. Like, everything you do is gonna be like on Twitter. So overall, I just couldn't connect to everything in this book. I mean, I'm a fangirl. I'm into fandoms, but it's just not that deep. I don't get that deep online. Like, online it's just about the memes. And then for her in Starfield or whatever, like, it was like, oh, this was her whole life. This was the memory of her father. It's just not my experience. I love when she wins the cosplay contest and then people give her things because they recognize her from online. Yeah, the acknowledgements were just so great. How, like, this was her whole life. She loves fan fiction. She always wanted to write a book like this. That made me kind of like really cry and made me feel really nice. But yeah, the ending I was kind of like, the cringe attack, like, not my thing. But I do love like the overall message. It just was super cute and suspenseful the first half. So honestly, it was worth the read and I had a fun time. I love you so much. Bye!